So welcome ladies and gentlemen. So today we're having a look at some South American sides. So Boca Juniors and River Plate. So it's a rainy day. Normally I'll stick it on random and kind of just play with whatever happens. But yeah, we are playing as River Plate away from home because that seems to be a lot trickier on the demo. We've only got just over a week now, ladies and gentlemen. And the game is going to be out in America, and in some places apparently it's already out in the likes of Brazil, but officially it is going to be out next week. So this is an interesting game. You know, I had a hard time in this one trying to trying to break down Boca Juniors. You know, I tried a little bit of dribbling, some quick interplay. You'll see a lot of saves by my keeper. In fact, he makes so many. Boca Juniors have a lot of chances on goal. They seem to be, I don't know, tweaked reasonably well on the demo. They do sit back a bit, but they do close you down more than the likes of, say, some of the other teams when you do press them. So early on here, we just try to work it down the flanks, and it was a good bit of defending. But I also want to discuss a couple of things, and some of the comments that I get. Right here was a little bit of dribbling that I decided to play around with. Just, you know, test the AI when it comes to trying to skip past them and create some space. And they, played a couple of good killer passes as well down the flanks. They do like to use those wings. Pavon here. You know what I liked about this was he didn't mess around. Last year, if you played someone through on goal like that, sometimes the AI would not just continually sprint. They would wait for support. Right here, he took 1, 2 touches and hit it. That's all he was doing. There was nothing else in his mind. Good to see, because I do like to see that. Look, if you're through on goal, you've got to go for it. No messing. Anyway, some of the comments that I've sort of had in my videos. Look, the last video I put out there was sort of showcasing a couple of problems that I thought needed to be addressed, you know, for the actual full release. And the reason why I do these videos is not to bash the game. Here's the first good save by the keeper. But not to bash the game, but to improve it. You know, if you don't put the problems out there, Konami are not going to see them, you know, and try and rectify them and fix them. I'm a PES person, you guys know that. If you don't know that and you're new to my channel and you come in, give me a stupid comment, guess what? I'm going to write back a stupid comment as well. Because unless you know me personally and you've been subscribed to my channel for an awful long time, you will not know half the things I do and the way I am. I'm very honest. Yes, I critique things, but that's what I like to do. I'm not going to beat around the bush. I do prefer PES gameplay over FIFA. That's a no-brainer. Yes, FIFA has the modes and the licenses, you know, presentation is all there, to be honest. Career mode looks like it's being given a big boost, and the journey. But I just, you know, ultimately, I enjoy PES's gameplay. Yeah, there's problems. Yes, there is. There's also problems on FIFA as well. No game is ever going to be perfect. Doesn't matter if you play GTA, Call of Duty, or some half-assed game. They're all going to have the slight niggles and problems if you sit there and try and find them all, which is what a lot of people like to do. So, don't come into my channel, my videos, you know, and leave me a ridiculous comment and not expect a stupid comment back from me, because I will give you one. I'm not bothered. People that know me and have been subscribed to me for a while, like I said, will leave comments that make sense. I don't mind reading an opinion, you know, and whatever you guys have to say. No problems at all. I'll read them if it's constructive and to the point. And that's what my last video was about. It was criticism. Here's a nice bit of play by Boca. You know, they're playing some good football, to be honest. Right here, came off the post. It was just kind of interesting, that one, if you have a look at it again. Nice give and go. Good save. Came back to him off the post, hit the keeper, and out it went for a corner. But nice also to see the goalie got up very quickly there and just tried to make the save. No messing about. Nice bit of interplay. That's a decent save. It was straight at him, fair enough. But he gets up quickly and comes off the post and goes out for a corner. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say about that. I criticise these games. I critique them because it's what I like to do, and I think it does help the game in the long run. But I'm still going to enjoy my PES Master League this year. Don't get me wrong. That's going to happen. PC version, mods, graphics with Sweet FX, all that fun jazz. And, you know, this new challenge mode they have, whether it's going to be a new difficulty or not. Adam did say there was another difficulty after Superstar. I don't know, because I haven't got my hands on the game. But we will wait and see. But yeah, leave me your comments about your impressions. It was a decent effort with the old left peg. Wasn't a bad idea. Just trying to bend it in. But yeah, leave me your impressions if you're impressed. I've had a lot of mixed comments. We've had people saying the game's too easy, not great, similar to last year. And then we've had people that are really enjoying the demo. And I've had some cracking games, scored some good goals, and I'm looking forward to it. So it's half and half. Just like every game. Honestly, it doesn't matter what match or what game you play. Some people are going to say it's very similar to last year. Some people aren't. It's to each his own, as they say. But anyway, here we go. 35 minutes in. 0-0 still. Boca Juniors have the better of the chances. Pavon's been a bit of a tricky customer. And there was another one. Delivered it towards the back post. But as I said before in my other videos, I don't think attacking-wise there's a problem. I think the AI attack with purpose. They do create chances. They're very clinical, as you probably would expect on Superstar. I just think it's defensively every now and then there will be problems. Now, I've also had people come in and say, well, you know, people make mistakes, you know, humans make mistakes, so what do you expect from the AI? That's fine, I understand that, but guess what also? Humans make mistakes, but they learn from them. The AI will not learn from bad programming. If they're not programmed correctly to shut down the right players and mark the right players, it's not going to change. They're not humans, they are AI, artificial intelligence. That's what you're up against. Yes, they can figure out the patterns whilst you're playing. If you play down the wings, they'll close down the wings. But that doesn't mean they're going to shut you down. You know, the last video, I had a couple of problems with the AI sort of running away from certain players. Here, too easy to turn that defender, but he did fall over. Fair enough. But you saw it. Certain players were marking players, and then they ran off. Now, that is not going to be fixed the more and more you play the game. If that's a problem out the box, it's going to stay the same. So yeah, you can say that humans make mistakes. That's fair enough. I understand that. But humans also learn from it. AI do not learn from it because they're programmed one way. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, there's half time. 0-0. Not the most exciting. We're going to have a couple of goals in the second half. Only had one chance that half. River Plate are not the easiest team to play with. They're really not. They don't have a whole lot for them going forward. You know, it's not playing Barcelona, is it? It's not playing as Borussia Dortmund, etc. We've got Royce and a couple of other players. But, you know, I went in there, I tweaked the tactics. Wing rotation always seems to work well for me. I think I did take, was it Alerio off? I wanted to bring someone with a bit of pace on, Mora. And I think he actually comes on and does score, maybe. We'll wait and see. But yeah, just comparing them, thought, yeah, you know what, let's stick on Mora. He's got a little bit more speed than Alario. I know Alario is technically the better player with an 81, but sometimes it is good for some change. So here we go. Second half is underway. I know you can change the kickoff. I haven't tried it yet. You can change it if you want to use two players old school as opposed to just the one. But I haven't tried full manual. That was a little bit of a naughty challenge. And I may try full manual. I have given it a very, very brief go. And it was tough. If I'm being honest, it was quite tough. Ponzio goes into the book. So I may do a full manual match, see what it's like. But, you know, you also have to remember, if you play full manual, this is nicely done. Mora decided, you know what, here, just go on my own, have a go. And the keeper just did enough there. You know, but I like the way, if we have a look at this again, just going back a little bit further. The long ball over, won the header, lovely. One touch, I made the run. He took this really well in his stride, just ahead of the defender. Tobio the wrong side of him. Smacks it, and the keeper did just enough to get his hands on it. So, chance to deliver it. Corners, you know, I think the bend of the ball, the whip on the ball, there's more on it this year. You know, we've got rid of that long line. Lovely play there by Manito. I mean, that is smart AI, and I like that. Let's go back to that again. Right here, he goes one way, and he just twists me inside out like an absolute pretzel. So nice to see that as well. You know, there is elements of good AI in this game. They're not stupid. I think they are better than last year. Anyone who says they're not better than last year, I don't agree with them. Yeah, there's defensive problems, and we've said that over and over again. But I think they're certainly smarter pushing players forward, and that could make for a very interesting, very, very interesting Master League campaign this year. Here's a chance for Pavon. decides to have a go. Straight down the keeper. I like the way he just sort of puts it down. I mean, right there, outside of the boot. He doesn't need to do it, really. I mean, he could have just used his left peg. Some people have said that they use it a little bit too much. There it is again. I mean, I don't know if it's a player is predominantly left or right-footed player. Do they do it more? Like someone like Messi, you're going to see him use the outside of his boot more than someone else. This is a nice give and go. Lovely play here by Martinez! And there it is. 1-0. Let's have a look at it again, though, real quick. I mean, this was nice because I worked it. I've given the 1-2. Nice little... I love that because what the player did there is he let it run past him. Martinez, right? What's this? Lets it run. Give and go. Past the defender. No one closed me down, though. And then bang. Scores from the edge of the box. Now, if the defender had made the right challenge and stopped me from striking, then the defenders wouldn't have had to close me down in the first place. But 1-0. I think that's pretty much our second chance of the game. But we've just been more relentless and more clinical, should I say, than Boca Juniors. And switching to wing rotation, you can see more players are making runs off the ball as well. Right there, just skip around the player too easy. I thought, let's just test the dribbling here of trying to walk around players, but Barrios came back and did well. And now here was a chance for Boca. With Pavon. Tried to hold him up. Had a strike from there, but never going to trouble the keeper. So I'm not going to be putting out a ton of demo matches. The demo is the demo. I mean, right here, Rojo just decided to go for a run, but Barrios using his strength well. But I'm not going to put a ton of demo games out. Look, the game is out next week. Then we're going to be playing some new games of new teams. We're going to be playing on the PC. That's what I have pre-ordered on Steam. How long it's going to take for patches, I don't know. I would say the first patch will be out relatively quickly. These days, these guys are very good at what they do. Obviously, PES Universe is going to be dishing out an option file as quick as you can, or as quick as we can. Here was a nice bit of play. And as soon as he whipped that in, I kind of had an idea that it was going to be in the back of the net. I couldn't cover Centurion quick enough. Nice celebration here as well. A little bit of Michael Jackson-esque ability. Looking class. No one else wanted to celebrate with him, though. Didn't seem like they were a fan of him. But right here, I didn't have to dive in, but I thought he might take a touch. It was good little fake. Inside, makes the run near post, gets ahead of the defender, bang. And that is one apiece. So, 20 minutes to spare. So, would I say that it's an improvement from last year's game? I mean, I would say yes. From what I've played, the demo, the beta, and let me clarify this again. People going on and on and on about the beta being slower than the demo. They're not, okay? They're exactly the same. The reason is online is different to offline. Offline, it's quicker. That's a good bit of trickery there. Offline is quicker because there's no lag, there's no latency, there's nothing like that. You're playing the AI, okay? So the speed of the game ultimately is how it should be. Online, if anything, can be a little bit slower if the connection's slower. Like I said, a bit of latency problems. That's why the beta felt like a slower version. And I didn't really like the beta in that regard because it was delayed more. There were more problems in that. Whereas I think the pace is fine. I mean, you can't have the game super slow. If you get it to that point where it's a snail's pace, it will become quite cumbersome. A couple of people have asked me as well if I've played on -1 game speed, and the problem with -1 and -2 is all that happens is the animations slow down. So if you think like player switching is bad now when it's on 0 and players turn a little bit too slow on 0, it's going to be a lot worse if you put it to -1 and -2. I think what Konami need to do maybe next time, think about the way FIFA do have it with the sliders. Giving sliders an option for us fans would be a massive plus, because then we could adjust. Say if you wanted to adjust, like you say, fullback positioning, how many players attack, the speed of the actual game, keeper reflexes. You know, being able to tweak those, you know, by the increments would be huge. And I think as much as Konami have added that game speed in there, it's not as good. You know, keeper there under pressure, tips it over the bar. It's not as good, is it, as what FIFA have with the sliders. I don't know how much the sliders affect the game, but I think we do need to see that at some point in time. Let's add some sliders in there, Konami, and just give us the option. Online, yeah, you can't use them. Everyone's going to play the same way. But offline, that would be nice for us to tweak it how we like. Keepers aren't good enough? Well, let's just tweak them ever so slightly and up their reflexes, and Bob's your uncle. Anyway, we're into the final minute. Can we grab one right at the end? It's a lovely dink ball over, but a good bit of defending there. Came back out, thought, you know what, I'm going to have a bang from here. It's just wide of the mark. And there we have it. Finished one apiece. I got dominated when it came to the chances, but not a huge fan of River Plate, if I'm being honest. Difficult to break down teams with them. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back very, very shortly. Until next time, take care.